Hi everyone and welcome back to MDriven. I've been thinking to start a new series, and this is the first in that series where I will take on building a complete system from scratch. So how will I go about this and why should I do it? Well, why should I do it? Basically is to show you what the MDriven platform is capable of, make you trust that you can do these things that I do myself in this video series, that you can do that too. So welcome to this first episode. And who am I? Well, I'm the CTO of the MDriven company. I've been doing development for the last 30 years. So I've been doing a lot of traditional development. And the last 20 years I've spent in model-driven development. And that basically led us to MDriven and what MDriven is today. So MDriven is whatever I would like to see in a model-driven platform. Of course, I would like to see more in a model-driven platform. So that's why we still develop MDriven and continue to increase on it. So that's where I spend most of my time. But the problem is, if I spend all my time in adding abilities to MDriven, I don't really know anything about real development with MDriven. So I spend an equal amount of time with consulting and actually applying MDriven to real businesses. But that is not very educational for you. So what I'm decided to do is this series where I invent an area where I will be building a SaaS system so that you can follow along. It's basically like I would do consulting for someone. When starting a SaaS business, the whole economics of it is basically that the development is pretty cheap and that you earn money having customers over long periods of time. So apart from traditional consulting and development of information systems where you get paid by the hour doing your thing, the SaaS business is totally different. You will not get paid by the hour. You're supposed to invest your time into get something on track, and then you need to sell that thing and get customers, and hopefully the customers will stay a very long time, paying a little every month, every year, or whatever, and that in turn will compensate you for the time that you spent in the beginning. Of course, a system is never done. You will want to continue to update it based on the feedback and the knowledge that you gain. And this is totally natural. The point being is that since you won't get paid for your time, it's very, very important that you don't spend too much time. Well, developing anything will, any way you do it, you will spend a lot of time thinking and doing and redoing. So I don't know there's any getting around that. But at least having a platform as MDriven will prove to you that we address two of the major parts of this problem. Number one part is that you shouldn't spend too much time. Once you know what you want to do, that should be pretty obvious how to do it. Number two, you shouldn't spend too much time fighting change. What do I mean by fighting change? Well, you will always get into situations where you discover that what you did wasn't really good. What you did was wrong. Or at least what you know now could help you do things better. And this is really important that you don't just push under the carpet, so to speak. You want to address this and say that maybe I should clean this up. And when you get that feeling, you will look at what you did, that you spent a lot of time getting here, and then you will be reluctant to undo that to get it better for the future. So that's one great way of MDriven letting you be quick of doing things, because then you haven't invested much and then you're less reluctant to update based on the current knowledge. And since you will not get paid by the hour and you're supposed to earn money over a long period of time, a few things start to be really important. Maybe the first is that you need to retain knowledge over time. You need to be able to leave the project and come back a week later and know where to put in the effort. This is really hard when doing traditional development with code. Unless you're on top of things all the time, it starts to fade really quick. And then you get insecure where to add things or change things. And this isn't really good for a long-term engagement with a body of knowledge. So this is really good with the MDriven platform, since we're really focused around the body of knowledge, the model that you always add to and increase to let you have the knowledge of the whole body of the system right at your fingertips. So this is really crucial to doing, I would say, anything beyond the very simple things in life, is that you're able to build on the knowledge that you added yesterday, and that you're able to trust that the knowledge is in a good format so that you can leave it for a month, and when you come back a month later, you will still be able to grasp the knowledge. And this is not the case with traditional coding. That's at least my take on it. The problem with the development is that you really need to want something. Unless you want something, it's really hard to know what to do. So this has always been my problem when trying to do a series like this or a video like this, because doing an example, I don't really engage in that with all my might and feelings. I need someone that has the requirements, that comes to me and says, Hans, we really need this. Please help us out. Because that's what drives me. When someone says, we need this, help us out, that's when my engagement kicks in. So how will I solve this problem now when I've said that I'm going to do a series on a SaaS system development? How can I feel engaged? Who will be the one that gives me the requirements? I guess the ideal thing would be to find a client, a customer that actually wants this, that I'm going to build, and gives me the requirements. But they will probably not let me record everything and tell you about it. So that's an issue. So I was thinking, could I use AI to be this requirement owner, this one that really wants something and tells me what to do? So that's what I'm going to do in this series to see how that works out. I'm not sure that it will work out, but we will give this a try. So in order for me to build a SaaS system, I will need an area which I believe in and which I think I can get customers in, and also which I know something about. So I can't think of any. Whenever I can't think of anything, I turn to AI, right? And what I did was to try to research what areas were underdeveloped when it came to system support. And what it gave me was something in the home care business. Home care. Sending out professionals to patients. Is that? So why it's good? Fragmented operations. Home care agencies juggle scheduling, compliance, billing, patient records, and caregiver coordination. Regulatory pressure. Mobile workforce. Growing demand. Recurring revenue model. What SaaS can offer home care agencies? Scheduling and dispatch. So this seems like a good thing for information management, patient records for sure, billing, invoicing for sure, compliance. I think this is really a good point, that compliance always change over time, and it's always urgent once it changes. This will set you apart as a SaaS delivery operator if you can be quick about fulfilling new compliance rules, communications for sure. So that's what I decided to do. And then I to avoid the need to repeat myself all the time, I added pages. So I pretty much asked if I could use Copilot pages to refine an idea over time, and fed in my idea, and I get all of this. And then I can just put questions here on what it is that is needed next. So this will be sort of my product owner that will help me to decide on what's important. Of course, it goes straight into real features that are needed by the customer. That's totally natural. Any product owner will totally skip the need of having an information system platform where you can log in and keep track of people. That's just a given. So we will just make that happen initially. So basically what I did is to start a new MDriven project, an empty model, nothing on it, and heading over to where I can find merge models, because starting from cold, from scratch, is never a good feeling. You want some help getting started. And a very good way to get started with a project in MDriven is to look in the MDriven mergeables, and there you will find the base app, this one. So the base app is basically user onboarding and user management, and so that you can log on. So we'll just merge this, but in order to merge it, I need to be able to save it. So I'm going to save this temporarily. So what this gave me was a series of diagrams with the different goodies that I can use going forward. This is the async ticket pattern that helps me send off jobs to the server side that will be done at a later time. So that's good. This is the calendar package that helps me manage things that are gonna be positioned in time. And of course I can just use a simple datetime attribute, but it often shows that when you're gonna position things in time, you also want to manage unused time, so time slots. And in order to find empty time or unused time quickly, it's quite good to model the concept of the calendar, to have the different days and things so that you can target that as objects. It will greatly simplify things going forward. This is everything about notifying a user about things, so that we can send emails to users. This comes in handy directly when we want to onboard new users, for example. We need to send them links and things in order to be able to get on board on the system. This is a pattern for handling the email queue, the outgoing messages, and the templates to turn the data into beautiful HTML templates that goes out in the email. And here's a state machine for what to track during email sending. So initially it will be in waiting, and then it will be queued. And if sending fails, what should we do then? Maybe requeue it. And if everything's okay, we're gonna mark it as sent. So these kind of states are important to keep track on in order to at least be able to see where did things go wrong, if they did go wrong. This shows the sys singleton and sys user, which is the main turnkey, the MDriven turnkey pattern to keep track of a logged in user. And this also has the reset password logic added to it. This seems like a standard way to schedule tasks to do later. These are just the system classes repeated on a separate diagram. This looks like a templating system for HTML templates to allow users to define their own templates. It will be important for us in any kind of business if we want to humor specific companies using the system to have their own logo, etc., on the communication going out as emails. So this will come in handy, I think. And this is the user onboarding. It's quite detailed to what's happening when a user is onboarded and set up. And this is nothing that's made more complicated by having MDriven. It might look scary seeing all these classes and associations, but when you really need to think through a problem and detail what all the RAND cases will be, you will end up at something like this, and it's good that we have that done for us. So this is basically what I did initially in my new project called Take Care Mobile. So I'm not going to save this because I already did it over here. And then when I get this far, I can make sure to start the local MDriven server to see where I am. And what I did here was to add an index page, ask the AI to give me a good splash image that I put in as HTML right on the page. And on top of that, I made a placing container that floats above it. And here I have some buttons to take me on into the application. So let's see if I go to a browser and see how that would look initially. This is where I am, and I can have something happen on these buttons. So what I want to do is what is the first thing that should happen when a customer stumbles on my app? So the very first interaction sets a tone for trust and clarity conversation. Landing page, who is it for? Why should I care? Step 2, account creation flow. Basic sign up, optional onboarding visit, create organizational profile, invite team members, set up the first care plan, and dispatch workflow. So this is quite good points. Role-based access initialization. So we will need the account creation flow. So let's get started on that, but we'll take that in video 2. So stay tuned. Thank you.